In this video I'm going to create a custom object detection model using YOLO version 8 that will be trained on two classes of vehicle badge, Mercedes Benz and Volkswagen. At the end of the video I'll do some testing to see how accurate the model is at detecting and predicting these badges. There are around 30 steps to go through, so for convenience I'll put these steps into the video description to make it easier to follow along. I'll also put useful links in there as well. So the first thing to do is get the data set. I have two folders with 100 badge images in each folder. So Mercedes and VW. So I'll go into a working folder, somewhere to put the images. Let's put everything into the root. Okay, so there we have 200 items, so 200 images. I'll be using Miniconda for this, so download and install that. So open up a Miniconda 3 prompt. Create a new environment. And then activate it. And then you can just change the direction to where the source images are. Or at least the root of where the images are. Okay, now I want to install pip, so conda install pip. Now I want to install an application for labeling the images called label img. just type label IMG to open it up. So I'm going to click Open DIR. And point to the folder that contains the source images. Then click Change Save DIR. And here, so in the root, create a folder called Labels. So then all the associated annotation data will be stored in text files within that folder. So make sure that YOLO is selected here. And then what you want to start doing is creating rectangular boxes around these. In fact, cancel that. I just want the badge. And then type in the class name, Mercedes Benz, click Save, and then click Next. And you need to keep doing this until you go through all of the 100 Mercedes Benz images. So once you reach the end of the Mercedes images, and you move on to the Volkswagen, when you create the first one, you need to make sure you add a new class. So I'm just going to call it VW. Save that, and then just make sure you select VW with each one. So once all the images have been labelled, you can see them in the labels folder. So there's 201 items. That includes a classes file. So each one of these text files corresponds to one of the images. So if we look at Merc 1, so that's the coordinates of the box that you drew around the image, around the badge, I mean. So what we need to do now is create two folders, one for training and one for validation. So we'll call one train, the other val. What to do is now go into images and we want to move approximately 20% of these images into the validation folder. So I'm going to take from 100, I'm going to take 20. So 20 items selected. Cut that and put it into validation. Then I want to go into labels and take the corresponding 20. Sorry, I missed something out. In validation, in the validation folder, you need to create images and labels. Okay, so I'll just put the labels in there, and then the images I'll put in there. You also need to take 20, so that's 20% of each class. So I'll do the same with the Mercedes Benz images. I'll go from 100. Take 20 of the Mercedes labels. So in the validation images folder, you should have at this point 40 images, so 20 Mercedes Benz, 20 Volkswagen, and the corresponding labels, so 40 labels. Also in labels, we need to just cut the classes file and paste it into the root. And then we need to just grab labels and images and move those into the training folder. So we need to create a YAML file that will tell YOLO where to find the training and validation folders, and also give it some information about the classes. So I'll create a new text. And just open that with, I'm going to open it with VS Code. So the settings that you need to put in, pretty straightforward. So train, validation, the name of the folder, NC is number of classes, so in this case 2, and then the names of the classes. Mercedes Benz and VW. And if you wanted to double check, open up classes text, and that will tell you Mercedes Benz and VW. Okay, so save that. So now I want to set up the YOLO training environment. That starts off with actually the installation of YOLO itself. So I'm going to close okay, so close label image. Clear the screen. So it's pip install ultralytics Okay, so once that is installed, we want to download and install PyTorch GPU. I'll put some instructions for this in the video description. So for now I'm just going to use this command. So pip3 install upgrade torch. We're using the CUDA 12.1 version. Okay, so once that has been installed, there's a few commands to run to verify, optional commands to verify that the installation is correct. So just check the torch version. So that's the correct version that we installed. And this tells you if the GPU is available. True. So if that comes back as true, then at this point you should be ready to build the model. So this is the command. I'll just clear the screen. This is the command to train the model. So YOLO task equals mode equals train. Epochs. I'm just going to run it at 50 for now. Data, this is the location of the data, which means you want to put in the name of your YAML file. So car badge _1 YAML. And this is the YOLO model that you want to base the detection on. So I'm using YOLO v8 .pt. That will be downloaded when we execute this command. That's the image size, and workers equals 2, so that's the number of worker threads, which would speed up the build process. You should also check at this point that the Ultralytics settings.yaml file, the datasets directory is set to the directory that your dataset is in. So this is a previous run that I did. So what I want to do there is just overwrite that. So car badge detection, save that. So car badge detection, and then in 2004 that's the actual folder that contains the dataset. So just make sure that setting is there. Okay, so I'm going to run this now. So once the run is completed, it'll tell you 50 epochs completed in 0.081 hours, and that it's picked up both the classes Mercedes Benz VW. So if we go into the folder, we'll see that it's downloaded actually 2 of the YOLO models, M and N. The main folder here is now runs. So this tells you the results of that training run. If you look in the weights folder, you'll see the two models. So the model we're going to look at here is best. So copy that. Paste that into the root. So now I want to do some testing against some images and also video stream. So the model, you want the name of the model that you just created. And this is the confidence, so I'll put it at midway. So anything that the prediction says is 50% or over, it should show. And then the source. This is the image that we just want to use as a test. In fact, I'll create a new folder. Testers. And I'll just copy these across. So you can see these are test images consisting of Mercedes and VW badges, and there's also a video. I'll come to that in a minute. Okay, so go back to the command. Just change this to testers. So if you saw that flash up, when you'll see the result, you go into runs, detect, and then predict. So we see that it's detected that as a VW badge. That's a good start. Number 2. That looks like it wasn't so good. No, it hasn't detected that one. Yeah, so it's detected the Mercedes Benz badge, the steering wheel. And the VW badge on the steering wheel. Okay, so it did a good job of detecting the badges on 3 out of 4 images. Not sure why it didn't pick this one up. Let's see what else we've got. So 5, let's try 5. Yeah. Okay, so let's pick that one up. So I'm going to try it on a video. Go back into testers. So V1 MP4. You don't need to change anything here except the path. I'll put the confidence back to 50. It's picked up the badge on the back of the car. Let's miss that. Let's pick that up. Okay, so thanks for watching the video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thanks for watching.